Anna is another femme fatale film by Luc Besson that's currently on HBO right now, and I would say it's worth the watch. Anna stars Sasha Luss. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else before, but she's pretty good in this film, along with Luke Evans, who plays a bad KGB guy, Cillian Murphy, who plays a goodish CIA agent, and Helen Mirren, who plays this like hard ass KGB upper crust officer who trains basically a bunch of like women operatives who you just don't mess with. Helen Mirren's excellent in this. Cillian Murphy's his pretty good self. The main character is Anna. She does a good job in the film. It's one of those ones like a lot of Luc Besson's films. He kind of takes a woman who's down on her luck, downtrodden, in this case, victim of domestic abuse, gives them some reprieve, lets them go out, gain some experience, and then circle back around to get their revenge on the man or the system that kind of screwed them over. And it does a pretty good job of it. There's not a lot of like political commentary or anything in it, so it's really just kind of a, like a female spy thriller movie, but it's also kind of paint by numbers in the fact that everything kind of happens as it should at the exact moments that it should. She's taken from a domestic abuse relationship. She's given a year of training underneath the Luke Evans character who tells her, and you can kind of see that they've kind of fallen a little bit in love. There's some genuine or authentic emotions between the two of them. Tells her that she can get out, and then the higher up of the KGB later says, no, you can't get out. KGB is for life. If you leave, the only way to go is death. And then Helen Mirren's character, who is just this kind of hard-nosed, where she's very smart. She knows exactly what she's doing. So she's the one that actually does the training up of the girl, of Anna in this case, and sets her up to be like this kind of like ditzy model or whatever that goes around the world to photo shoots and things like this. But secretly what she's doing is she's making her way into certain acquaintances with high-value targets that she ends up, boom, assassinating. Happens she kills this ex-Russian or whatever player. She goes, sneaks her way into his room under the auspices of being a girl with the modeling agency, and then boom, she kills him. She does this several times through the movie, showing her skills growing and that she's become one of the top assassins for the KGB. That's when it brings up the fact that she's asking to, is this true? Will I actually be able to be released from this contract you told me? Once I gave my life to the KGB, will I be able to get it back? And that's when the higher up basically says, no, you're not. And what happens is you can kind of see the gears starting to turn in Anna's mind here. She's got to try to find a way to get herself out. She ends up getting caught by the CIA. Cillian Murphy's character, who has basically been watching her since this one guy got killed. He ends up catching her in the middle of an assassination attempt, and it's kind of played through and then goes back in terms of the plotting or the sequencing of the film. So you see what happened, and then you see a replay of what actually happened instead of just the little cuts or various segments being taken out of the film. And basically, she's now a double agent for the CIA. So she moves on from being a double agent with the CIA. She goes and gets some information. She, ends up winning an award. So she's going to meet the main KGB guy. She walks in there, boom, shoots the KGB guy, and ends up trying to escape, making her way through this Russian spy operation building or whatever. And while Cillian Murphy's character is waiting for her out there, but she doesn't go to him, so he drives off, and she ends up escaping another way. What happens is she then goes and meets both of the agents at the same time. Luke Evans, KGB officer, Cillian Murphy, CIA officer. Shows that she has some dirty information on both of them. She hands it off to each one of them and is like, will you give me 6 months to get away, to escape? Both of them kind of agree. Nobody wants to have this fight in this park or anything like that. And then as she runs off, she kind of, gets the good old 1-2 from somebody that you're not expecting it, and you think she may have died. But then that's met with a flashback of where the character, Helen Mirren's character, actually, was able to deduce that she was being courted by the CIA earlier in the film. So they make kind of a little plot together to turn around and, assassinate the guy above her so she can get a bump up on the pay grade while Anna can get her freedom. And, of course, she gets the promotion while Anna goes off, disappears, goes about her own life. And then you get a nice little message on the screen from Anna saying, I've still got dirt on you, so don't try to come after me. Don't backstab me. I won't backstab you. And like I said, it's an okay Luc Besson film. It is It's decent. It's worth a watch if you got access to HBO because it's on there. You don't gotta go watch it or pay to rent it or anything like that. But it's just kind of a middling of the pack right now. There's a whole glut of these kind of femme fatale movies coming out that are all kind of basically the same, with the same plot points throughout the films, in terms of, you know, some kind of abuse to begin with, and then some training, and then she gets good at it, and then she decides maybe she doesn't want to do it, she wants to get out, and then she finds a way to get out, but then she has to also pretend to be dead. So how many of these films do people fake their deaths in? Basically every one of them. But would I recommend this film? I enjoyed it. It was one of those ones that was an easy, like, hour and 45, 50 minutes of kind of some mindless action fluff. Some of the cinematography is pretty good. A lot of Besson's films are like this. You know, the fight scenes, the camera movements and stuff seems to line up, and it's not terrible. So I think you might enjoy it. Certainly, if you like Helen Mirren or Luc Evans, then you'll definitely like this film, especially Helen Mirren, because she's not in it but maybe 15, 18 minutes or so, and she does a really good job in it. Other than that, thank you. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, and have a good day.